Hello, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the Equal Hope segment on CAN TV. My name is Leilani Lacson Soltesiak, and we're glad that you can join us tonight. So for those who aren't familiar, Equal Hope is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to eliminate health disparities. So we do this by offering free mammograms, free cervical cancer screenings, provide assistance with getting vaccinated, and much more. You can visit us online at equalhope.org or give us a call at 312-942-3368. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. And we also have some upcoming events in the pipeline. If you go to our events page on equalhope.org, you can see what they are. Visit us or call us today. So this month's guest is Erica Barbosa. She is one of our breast cancer survivors, a friend of Equal Hope, and she was also this year's Survivor Awardee at our annual gala in June. Thanks for joining us, Erica.
Thank you.
So breast cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed among women, as well as the leading cause of cancer death among women worldwide. In fact, it's said that 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will get breast cancer in their lifetime. Early detection and treatments have thankfully made it possible to increase their survival rate. Once a patient is diagnosed with breast cancer, they are considered a survivor. Survivorship begins at diagnosis and continues during treatment and through a person's life. Because cancer treatments and overall journeys are different for everyone, survivorship is one of the most complicated parts of having cancer. So Erica, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Erica, as Leilani said. I am a 5-year breast cancer survivor. I contacted Equal Hope when I found out I had a lump, and that was the best decision I ever made.
So walk us through your experience. So when you were first diagnosed, how was the cancer initially detected? How did you know that you probably had breast cancer?
I never thought it would happen to me. I was dancing one day and just goofing off, and I accidentally touched my breast and I felt a lump. It was the size of an M&M, and it was hard like steel. And then I knew I had like anxiety that it didn't belong there, and I needed to call someone, and I needed to make an appointment. I had all that anxiety inside.
Okay, so what did you do next?
So I wanted to research and go on Google, and it was a lot of information. So hearing about breast cancer, I contacted, I looked online, and there was so many organizations. Equal Hope stood out to me because it was pink. Mm-hmm. And then breast cancer, the pink ribbon. And then the biggest thing, it said free mammograms. Mm-hmm. And I then contacted Equal Hope, mm-hmm. and I am alive because of them.
So what was your initial reaction when you got the diagnosis?
I got the diagnosis when I was driving. Mm-hmm. And I thought, because it's not in my phone, that phone number, so I called it back. I was like, okay, who's this? And then it was the nurse. Mm-hmm. And she said she had the results back, and I thought it was going to be positive. And but they told me that it came out that I had cancer. Mm-hmm. And I remember driving. I thought I was going like 80 miles an hour, but I was going like 20 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. I was just numbed. I couldn't believe it. And with my experience, my family history, mm-hmm. I believed like I was going to die, mm-hmm. because my mom passed away, and I thought I was going down that road.
Mm-hmm. So what stage were you at when you were diagnosed?
I was stage 1.
Stage 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did your doctors tell you when they said you have stage 1 cancer?
they told me what they were going to do, what the procedures were going to do. That day being in the hospital, they told me I wanted them to tell me if my cancer spread. They couldn't tell me until I had the surgery. And that was the hardest part. That was the hardest part. But they just told me, and my advocate, Miss Orletta, she was there. She was my angel. I honestly didn't have to do anything. She did everything for me. And when the doctors talk to you, sometimes as a breast cancer, you're just like, okay, but you really don't hear anything. And Miss Orletta, she walked me, she explained, and from there, Equal Hope took over everything of my procedures, my medical, my medication.
So was it over the course of 5 years you were interacting with Equal Hope and getting assistance?
Well, I'm still interacting.
Oh,
that's how beautiful Equal Hope is. Miss Orletta still calls me, reminds me that I have to get my mammograms. And they're phenomenal what they do. And but she was there with me in every visit. Her support, Equal Hope support, is why I'm here today.
So before your diagnosis, were you going in for regular mammograms or doing self-breast exams? Do you remember?
I had a mammogram 3 years ago, prior to being diagnosed, and it came out negative. I was fine. But this time it was different. Your body tells you, you know, and I knew I had to get it out, and I had to live. I had to fight. And with Equal Hope, they helped me fight.
And look at you now. You're here with us.
Look at me now.
So tell us how the diagnosis impacted your family life, relationships with people, your relationship with yourself.
I believe, I know Equal Hope gave me a better life, a better life. It did impact my marriage. And it brought us closer, my family and my kids. And I would like to tell people that are going through any cancer that getting help for them, counseling for them and their family members, it's very, very important.
It is. And it helped you and your family.
Yes.
So are you currently on any long-term hormone medication treatment?
Yes, I'm on tamoxifen.
And how does that impact your life?
In the first year, it was very, very horrible, that medicine. It was really bad. I didn't want to get out of bed. My body got used to it, and my lifestyle now, it's manageable. I could do things that I couldn't do in the beginning, so I'm grateful for that.
Good. So do you still see your oncology team?
Yes.
Okay.
I just graduated, so I'm
what does that
excited.
mean? Explain it to us.
Graduation is, in the beginning when you're going through breast cancer, from my experience, I had to see the doctors, like 5 different doctors, 3 times a week for a whole year. And then it went to 3 months, and then it goes to 6 months, and then it goes to a year. That's when you graduate, because everybody should be getting exams every year.
Yeah. So eventually the time between appointments widened, and
yes,
that was exciting.
Yes.
Did your hospital that you were going to have a bell you can ring?
Yes, they had a bell. I didn't want to ring it.
You didn't?
No.
Why not?
Because I wanted to, the feeling that I had, it's still with me. It's still with me. Cancer, the procedures that you go through them and you heal, but cancer always sticks with you. For the people that haven't had any experience with their loved ones, or you have not gone through any cancer, I would like to tell people or let them know that we still have bad days, you know, and I'm going to ring that bell. I'm going to ring it.
You will?
When I'm off tamoxifen.
Oh, okay. How much longer do you know?
I'm hoping in November.
This November?
Yes.
So just a few more months, like
Yes.
6 months, 4 months.
Yes.
That's exciting.
I'm excited.
You should have a big celebration.
Oh, yes. And then I'm going to be 50. I'm going to celebrate.
2 big things to celebrate.
Yes.
So tell us about any challenges you experienced along the way.
The only challenge was my mental state of mind, because, again, Equal Hope literally hold my hand, and they guide me through everything. And what I would like to tell people out there that if you're diagnosed or been diagnosed, contact Equal Hope. It's already just that word cancer, it's already hard on us, but to have a support and for Equal Hope to have education on it, because we don't have education on cancer when we're told we have cancer, and it's a turning point for us. But the support is what got me through it.
And that's what I was going to ask you next, was what kind of support and resources, which exactly did we provide you with?
You provided me with everything. So you provided me with free mammograms, a team of doctors, my medication, my insurance, my support with being at the hospitals, doctor's visits with me, transportation, you know, and still being there for me means a lot.
Good. So when you initially contacted Equal Hope, do you remember what was going on through your mind?
Yes, I clearly remember, because when I called, Ms. Arletta answered the phone.
Oh, she did?
Yes, she did. And I was crying, and I told her, you know, something is wrong, and she was trying to calm me down and tell me it's going to be okay. And if I wish I was here, then I'm here now. Back then, tell myself it is going to be okay. But I was like, this lady's telling me I'm going to be okay. Like, no, I'm not. But she was right. She was right.
I was going to ask if there was any hesitation or doubt along the way.
Yes, I had doubt because of my family history, having cancer and my mom passing away. So yes, there was doubts, and it was very emotional, and you know, scared for my family, my kids, my grandkids, but again, I can't express. I just can't. Like, Equal Hope is just, it's very hard to me, and that's why, again, I was able. Miss Arletta fought for me, and the team of doctors, and I'm cancer-free. I was fortunate for early detection, and for the fight that Equal Hope did for me, I was able to keep my hair, didn't have to go through chemo or radiation.
Oh, wow.
Just the pill.
Okay, I didn't know that part.
And I give credit to Equal Hope 100%, because they pushed me. They made sure they called me, that I went to the doctors, you know, they helped me, and the support, that's why, because I've heard of other women, like I was that person, I was that person, didn't want to call, didn't want to go through it. But I knew I wanted it out, and I wanted to live. And early detection, this is why I was fortunate to be able to, you know, keep my hair, and my heart goes out to the women that have to go through that. And I'm still amazed, because I still sometimes don't believe that I'm still here, going strong. And
Yeah, you're here.
thank you.
How else has breast cancer impacted your life?
On the good note, I met many wonderful people. I could wake up every morning and know that I'm okay. Seeing the doctors and, for instance, I had a person ask me, why do you keep going to the doctor? Are you sick? And I tell them no. I said, I love going to the doctors because when I get out, I have a peace of mind that I'm good. I'm cancer free. I'm okay. And it's just emotional.
No, it is. It's okay. So what advice do you have for people who are afraid to get a mammogram or feel like they don't need one?
Again, the advice I have is early detection. Because if I was scared and if I didn't go through it, I wouldn't be here, or my situation would have been worse. It's very crucial to get early detection. And also, I'm still scared. I'm that person too. Like, just because I went through cancer doesn't mean that I don't get scared. I get really scared when it's time for my mammogram. And you're going to be scared regardless if it's positive or negative, but the early detection is what could save your life.
That's right. So for some people out there who aren't familiar with getting a mammogram, can you just walk us through what it's like to get a mammogram? Like, what happens?
For the procedure?
For getting a mammogram. So so what happens in the exam room when, they tell you to change into a gown and...
Yeah, so the mammogram, you change into a gown and they place your breast. There's a couple, I think, of ultrasounds or mammograms that they could check. Mine was a mammogram and an ultrasound. And it was a 3D mammogram, and they smash you really hard. And then you just get the results.
Yeah. And it's just a simple procedure, right?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was going to be very painful the first time I have it. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't that painful. And it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
So what would you say to cancer patients who are just starting treatment after their diagnosis?
I would say my heart goes out to them. And I would say continue with all your visits and contact EcoHope, because they were good to me and I know they will be good to you.
What helped you get through your cancer journey?
My family, they were my big support, and I do have to acknowledge my two besties, Tony and Matt, because they were with me at doctors when I would have a panic attack that I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, I'm having a heart attack, but it was panic attacks. And I had never had panic attacks, but they were in the hospital with me at 3 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
They would wait with me, and I want to give them credit because they're such good people, and that's what makes you fight for people like that show you love and support is what you want to. That's why I fought, because I knew people loved me.
Oh, shout out to Erica's two besties out there.
Tony and Matt.
Who are probably watching right now. So what questions did you think were important to ask? Or like, what questions should, current cancer patients be asking their doctor?
That's a good question, because I was told to write down everything before you go to the doctor, because you do forget. You do forget.
Yeah.
And there isn't any question that is dumb because you want to know everything, everything about what's going to happen. Is it going to, what my procedures are? Am I going to lose my hair? You know, am I going to be on my medication, chemo? So there's so many questions to ask, but I recommend that they write it down so when they get there, because I would get there and feel numb and just forget all my questions.
Did you ever feel like at a certain point you just wanted to give up?
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times, because it's hard. It's very hard. Sometimes it's still it's really hard still. Because of the tamoxifen, because it's in your head, because my mom died, you know, because you think it's going to come back. It can't come back. So, but I know I have Eco Hope, and I'm in good hands.
I was going to ask, like, what helps you get through, you know, what's in here?
Eco Hope.
Eco Hope.
Everything I went through is credited to Eco Hope.
What is one thing you wished you knew before you started treatment? So again, with your treatment, you didn't do chemo, you didn't do radiation, like the typical things that cancer patients usually get. You just had a pill. So what's one thing you wish you knew before you started the medication?
I wouldn't have changed anything, anything, because everything I went through, Equal Hope helped me. And I'm expressing Equal Hope because I stand here and I'm happy, and I've never been happier. And that's because of Equal Hope. They helped me, because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't probably gone to my doctor's visits. But they pushed me, they supported me. And I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. Do you think this experience, I'm curious to know, in a way has encouraged you to be on top of your other health appointments? Do you think you've improved with like your health behaviors and choices?
Yes. I'm happy to go to the doctors. I used to be scared, or I just put it up. I'm excited to go to the doctors because I know if something goes wrong, I'm gonna be okay. And I'm gonna be better than okay. And it's just eating well. It changed my eating habits. And the way I approach other people, it's very hard at cancer, you know. And like I said, I came out and I'm here because of Eco Hope, better than I was.
So we have less than 2 minutes left, and I just want to do some wrap-up takeaway messages for our audience. Briefly, how can someone support a loved one, say a friend, family member, going through breast cancer or just cancer in general? How can someone show their support?
I think the biggest support, as I go back to where I am now, and I think back, listen. Just listen. We want to talk. We want somebody to listen to us. We want to feel important. We want somebody to hear us. Listening to somebody.
And you don't have to give advice, just listen.
Sometimes people give advice, and as what we're going through and we've been through, it's not what we want to hear. But just sitting and taking the time to be with somebody for 20 minutes, you know, going with them to the doctor means a lot.
And that can, you know, be a big impact.
Yes.
For you. Great. Well, Erica, I would like to thank you for being here today, and also being for a friend to Equal Hope. Erica has showed up whenever we needed her. Like today, she showed up for us. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you soon at the upcoming events. So we have Black Women's Expo coming up at McCormick Place, and also African Fest. Check us out there. We'll have tables at these events. And I just wanted to thank you for joining us today on the Equal Hope segment. Join us next time on Tuesday, August 22nd, 5 to 5:25 p.m. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.